Sirius XM 80, ESPN app, all of our great stations across the country. We are presented by Progressive Insurance, along with Michelle Smallman, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen with you. And I take that alligator bit there as impetus for us to talk about the idea that there's going to be a Happy Gilmore 2. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Because that's the reference you guys were making, the Chubb reference, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chubb.
there's been a conversation this week about a Happy Gilmore 2.
I think I saw that. It's coming to Netflix, right?
I would assume if it's
streaming
Sandler,
service?
it could be Netflix because he's always involved in Netflix stuff. But I'm in. I'll see it blindly. Like, I don't care. I don't need to see a trailer.
Happy Gilmore too. I just wonder where it's going to pick up from. Like, what are we talking about? Happy winning the Masters? What is happening?
Yeah, I don't know. I get nervous about stuff like that when classics are rebooted or all of a sudden there's a sequel. It's just the margin of error is pretty big with stuff like that. So I get nervous.
I completely agree. Like, I'm worried about Bad Boys 4. Like,
Oh my God, I'll see it immediately.
I love Will and Martin. I mean, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, we are talking about these dudes being up there in years and just, you know, rolling around the ground, shooting guns and then car chases. Y'all ain't had enough of that yet?
You could have a Bad Boys 110. I'll see it.
Oh, my God.
I'm all in.
You're one of those.
I love Bad Boys.
You're like Pat Costello when it comes to Fast and Furious.
I love it.
movies.
Yeah,
No.
I love it. Oh, I love it.
They got you locked in?
Oh, I love it. I love it. And seriously, any Bad Boys movie, anytime it comes on, I could watch it. The trailer came out the other day. Oh, it was amazing. I'll tell you a quick story. Bad Boys 3 came out a couple of years ago, whenever pre-pandemic, I think is when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was given passes to the premiere. And I'm like, wow. So I go with a friend to the premiere. I'm like, this is unbelievable. We got premiere passes. Little did I know, it was just in a movie theater first. 1,000 people were there. I couldn't even sit with the friend that I went with. I'm thinking I'm cool. I got these premiere passes. No, not even close. But Bad Boys 4, I'm in. Happy Gilmore 2, I'm in. I'm the sucker. I'll see all of it.
I don't know, man. I think you can't have too much of a good thing. And I'm worried that we're getting to that point with the Bad Boys franchise. Just because of age. I'm not an ageist. I'm just saying for the things that they're going to be asked to do.
They do lean into it, though, a
You're
little bit.
asking me to believe that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence going to be rolling around on the ground, shooting guns and in high-speed chases, jumping out of helicopters. Like, come on, man. Like, stop it. They're not at that stage in life anymore. You got to let that go.
Will Smith is 55.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just
He doesn't look 55, though, to be fair.
No, but you're a stone's throw away from retirement. Shouldn't we be taking it down?
But that's
Right?
In Bad Boys 3. In Bad Boys 3, they do lean into that. So there's not a movie.
He's eligible for an AARP card.
Martin
isn't he?
Lawrence is 58.
That's what, exactly.
Actually, he's going to be 59 in April.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Martin looks a little older than Will, but there's not a movie franchise that you would say, because we know Pat, one of our producers, says that with Fast and Furious, that you would say, I don't care how many of this they make, I'd see all of them. Because that's me with Bad Boys. You don't have that at all? There's not one movie franchise that you would look at and say, it could get up to 10 and I'd still see it.
You're going to have to let me marinate on that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. I just can't think of it off the top of my head.
Smalls, you got one?
A franchise?
Or anything, like that you love a series of movies so much that if they get absurd, like CeCe's saying they're getting with Bad Boys, or many have said they've gotten with Fast and Furious, that you would still go and say, I'd see up to 10 of them.
So I'm kind of in that space right now with Sex and the City because
Great one.
I loved the series. The first movie was amazing. The second one was hot garbage. And now the reboot and Just Like That, I don't love it, but I'm still watching it.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Mission Impossible.
They're up to how many of them?
I don't know, but I'll keep going to see that one.
See?
The last one was Dead Reckoning. I'll keep going to see Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. I will. It's just I think they're great movies. I think they're great movies.
Okay.
They're different plot lines. I mean, it's Tom Cruise saving the world every single time, but they're doing it in a different way. And I think the universe opens itself up to a lot more possibilities. So,
Okay.
yeah.
888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. The movie franchise that you don't care how many they make, you'll see all of them at Unsports. ESPN is your is your Twitter handle to tweet at us your answers to that. Because, Happy Gilmore 2, Bad Boys 4, all those stories coming out this week. Last night, amidst Major League Baseball opening day today, which we're excited about, the NCAA tournament restarts today on the men's side, which we're excited about. But last night, we had a situation in the NBA that we've seen once, twice, 1,000 times, but not really expected this way. That Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors, 4 minutes into a win against the Orlando Magic on the road, gets tossed from a 101-93 victory. Not for any incident with him, but him complaining about other people's foul calls, Steph Curry, Wiggins, himself a little bit as well. And guys, you know, the two of you are aware that I have supported Draymond Green every which way, that I love Draymond Green. I am somebody that wants Draymond Green on my team. I think he does things that literally no one else in the NBA could do. Last night was arguably the most disappointed I've ever been with Draymond Green.
Really?
Last night hurt me as a fan of this guy more than the Nurkic situation, more than the Gobert situation, because what he did with those guys was physical activity, defending his teammates in one case, and in the midst of the game, a play. Last night was just ridiculous, where he's just complaining about nothing 4 minutes into a game, and Steph Curry was so upset that he puts his head in his jersey, just so disappointed in this guy. And last night was the first night that I thought, you know what? Maybe they could get rid of him after the season. I have never thought that up until last night.
Yeah, I think that possibility exists, especially if this is a team that doesn't get out of the play-in. But the play itself, it seemed nondescript.
That's
I mean, Paolo Banchero caught Andrew Wiggins out of position. He muscled him up into the paint, got the and one on a layup, and he went to the free throw line. I didn't understand
4 minutes in.
I didn't understand why he was barking at Ray Acosta about that.
No idea.
To aggressively put your arm around the official, to step on the guy's foot, and then keep chirping after he already tees you up. I guess Draymond thought he was going to get his money's worth in that situation. But if you keep yelling at the guy as you're making your way toward the bench, you give him no choice. I don't think the officials were out of pocket by what they did yesterday in tossing Draymond in a consequential game. That was absolutely the right recourse because Draymond Green, once again, has lost control. And at this point, with their margin of error being razor thin because of what the Rockets and Ime Udoka and Jalen Green are doing, you can't afford to lose Draymond Green for the final 40 minutes of the game. You just can't afford to do that. You can't put your team in that situation. And you're starting to wonder now whether or not Draymond is more of a liability than he is somebody that can help elevate everybody else on the team.
You know, one of the things that I really live by is when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And I feel like we've seen Draymond Green exert behavior like this time and time and time again. And we've had these conversations about what sort of punishment will be enough for him to alter the way that he approaches these things and not be aggressive and not do these things where, as you mentioned, CeCe, he is facing the consequences, but so is his team. He's putting his team at a deficit because of his behavior. And it continues to happen. So I think we need to exist in a reality now where we stop asking that question about when he's going to change and just realize that this is who he is.
But I think last night was different. I understand what you're saying, but last night, opposite time to do this. That's why last night, to me,
but you had
so
no
much
Jonathan Kuminga last night either.
I'm agreeing.
Like you can't afford to put your teammates in that situation.
I have no
defense. Which is why Steph argued, or well, not argued, but which is why he was so distraught at the end of the game in outlining why they needed Draymond on the court.
Let's hear from Steph Curry post game with what CeCe's referring to.
Yeah, I was just letting out a little steam. Nothing's guaranteed in this league. Like I said, the way that we went out and competed, maybe it's just the way that you kind of seen, back-to-back kind of, setting down, a starter, or two starters, JK and Draymond. And we found a way to, fight to the end and get a win. So letting it all out.
Yeah, and Steph hit big shots late. And I'm not reporting this.
Oh, Steph wasn't the one that just bailed him out, though. I know he hit the dagger to put him to sleep, but it was really about Andrew Wiggins last night. He went, 13 of his 23 points were in the fourth quarter? So there was that aspect of it. And then, of course, the Orlando Magic couldn't hit a free throw. They missed 10 free throws last night.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they make all their free throws, they win the game. Like that was the story. And their head coach, Jamal Mosley, who's done a phenomenal job, talked about that. But, again, you had to rely on the Magic not taking care of their business in terms of the fundamentals of the game, coupled with Andrew Wiggins and Steph Curry down the stretch being absolutely phenomenal. It shouldn't come down to that. You shouldn't put your teammates in that type of situation where you need those types of dominoes to fall in order to get a road win in the second night of a back-to-back, especially when you're fighting for your playoff lives. Yeah,
and I'm not reporting something here. I'm assuming something. My guess is Steph Curry has saved Draymond Green many times from being traded.
No doubt.
Bob Myers, the former GM, now our teammate here at ESPN, probably could never admit that publicly, I bet you that there were conversations, hey, we got an offer from so-and-so. This could make us better. And Steph said no. Because you said, Smalls, believe somebody when they show you who they are. Draymond Green is better than any player in the NBA at unlocking superstars and being a Hall of Fame level role player.
He's a very important piece of that puzzle.
Oh, he's unbelievable in terms of playing defense and distributing the basketball. But what he did last night, to me, was more of a line crossed than anything with Nurkic or Gobert. As crazy as that may sound.
But it's all the same, Evan. It's all him not being able to control his emotions.
Yes.
It's all the same.
But last night felt different.
It doesn't matter the situation to me.
It felt different.
It all comes back to him not being able to harness that energy and harness his emotions and put himself or his teammates or, God forbid, other players in a bad spot.
You're right. There's nothing. I cannot fight off anything you're saying. What I'm saying is last night was the kind of thing that was so odd, that was not a physical play with somebody. It was just, I'm going to decide 4 minutes into a game to go off on officials for something that did not matter in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'm with Smalls on this one. He can't regulate himself. And I don't think there's anybody within the organization that can help him to get to that place where he can calm down and get back into the flow of the game. I mean, you saw it last night, Steph Curry trying to break up the interaction that Dre had with the officials. So if Steph Curry can't get to you, if Steve Kerr can't get to you, then at what point can we rely on you to be available in order to do what you do best? That's the part where I think you have to consider moving on from Draymond at this point, even though you just gave him an extension.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a real conversation that's going to happen this offseason, especially if this team falls flat. You are talking about a guy that's second in regular season, second in ejections, period, in the last 25 years to only Rasheed Wallace. Like, at some point, you have to acknowledge, hey, man, this guy's been ejected 19 times, and for this season, we don't know if we can
For your precious love, the stars fell out. Love longing for our union then. Love my fragrance so captivating. You close to me, I lose myself. Never thought I would find love like this. Never thought I would be waiting. Move your body, let your spirit soar. Ella, your atom, move your body. Oh, love mine, I know I love mine. Oh, love mine, why did you have to? You were